Hey everybody. Well, never mind the crazy hair. And I'm just doing my morning study here. And I have noticed a few things lately that are in that I'm getting. You know, some people come to me and they ask for sponsorship. Not very many, but I've had a few in the last 6 7 months, year. And when that happens, I am gladly to accept, right? Like right away. I don't even hesitate. I spend time thinking about them and how we can help them, and I go in my library and I give them copies of my books, 12 and 12, big book, 24 hours a day book, Al-Anon, and then Alateen. If there's a teen involved or whatever, and usually there's not, but I do have Alateen books that I give out too because those are good. And so I picked these books up along the way. They've been things that I've collected. I used to do cleanups, hoarding cleanups, and I kind of still want to go back to doing that. But I used to do that, and I found a lot of books, and not a lot of recovery books, but I did get a stack from Josh, my friend Josh and Katie, before they left for Arizona, which was really cool of them because they gave me a bunch of big books, and I'm super, super grateful for that. And working a program has been difficult lately. I don't go to a lot of meetings, but when I do get to a meeting, I feel so alive. It's hard for me to speak in front of people. I get really nervous to speak in front of people, and I shouldn't, and I know I shouldn't, but I still do. And I think it's just part of the job. It's part of, if you've been in for 6 years, or 5 or 4 or 3, you kind of know how it works, and you got to share. You have to, whether you're nervous or not. And so yesterday I shared, and I've had some weird things happen lately. Um, we'll get back to the sponsorship thing, where I people will come up to me and ask me for sponsorship, and I'll go to a meeting with them, and then I'll never hear from them again. Like they'll never call me back, or I'll check in, I'll leave a message, and I'll never hear back, or I'll text, and they'll just text real superficial stuff, and I'm disappointed in myself. And in the program, because all I had to do is pick up my big book and figure out what the big book says about how to help other people and how to spiritually approach this, this program. And so I reached out to the district coordinator for the jails and prison ministry in my district in the AA. And that person is going to get me connected with getting into the jails and the prisons, because some of them I can't go into, because I was a criminal myself at one point, and so they don't allow certain people in, which is okay. I'll just go to the places they will allow me, and maybe I'll work my way into these other places. But I was in my meeting yesterday. I had it written down here. I heard a lot of people talk about surrender, which is cool because surrender is a word that I've been working on lately. Instead of giving up, I've been using surrender, or letting go. I've been using surrender, because there's transformation on the other side of surrender. Once you give up, and once you realize you're giving up for a reason, a good reason, that then you can start to pick up the pieces. And so I heard a lot of other people say powerless, and they're like, I'm powerless, I'm powerless, I'm powerless, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. And I didn't say it like that, but in my mind, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. We are powerless, and it says that in our first step, that we admitted that we're powerless over our addiction, over alcohol, over the bad ways, the patterns, the stinking thinking, the things that have gotten us into trouble. So we're powerless over that, and then our lives have become unmanageable. Well, why is our life unmanageable? Because we're literally powerless. We have no knowledge of how to deal with our drinking, our addiction, or our bad ways, our mental illness, or CPTSD, or your PTSD, or your trauma, or your abuse, or your neglect. It goes on and on and on. that's why our life is unmanageable, because those things have stepped in and creeped in. So once we are able to take the power back and realize we have power over that, our life no longer becomes unmanageable, and we're able to keep going. And that's what I basically said in the meeting. And I know we're not supposed to share the things that we share in the meetings, but it's inspiring to me. And I think we're not supposed to say who's there. Um, but it was inspiring to me because there was a lot of people there from North Star Recovery Center, and those people are right down the road from there. And it's good to see people that are 30, 60, 90 days. And I saw a couple people get their coins, 90-day coins yesterday. And I had a guy with me last night. He asked me a while ago if I'd sponsor him, and I said yeah, and we kind of fell off because he kept relapsing. And it says in the big book, if they're not interested in the solution and they want to just keep drinking, you have to literally drop them off and pick them up down the road when they do decide to not drink, right? So people who are constantly relapsing, it's good to have a safe distance away from them. People have been choosing drinking over sobriety, man, I do this because I want to help. I do this because I want people's programs to take off. And so I'm telling this guy, I love you, man. I love you. I love you. I'm giving him coins. I'm giving him bracelets. I'm giving him attention. I'm giving him encouragement. And last night he texted me and said, "Hey, man, you're not my sponsor. I don't want you to be my sponsor. I have a sponsor. I'm good to go." And I was like, I was smacked in the face, right? I felt it. It hurt. It hurt my heart. I was like, crap. And I was like, okay, well, okay. And I kind of got it. And I was just like, okay, I get it now. Ow, I kind of hurt. But I get it now. I'm going too far one way. It's the pendulum. And when the pendulum swings, I tend to swing one way, and then it'll come back the other way, and I'll go way back the other way. And it's just a love-hate type of thing in my life. And I've been the soberest I've ever been in my life the last couple months. I've given up just an incredible amount of baggage that I had no idea I had the strength to do. Um, some stuff, like chewing. I was chewing for 14 years. And about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, I just said, I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. I was looking at my gums, and I'm looking at my kids, I'm looking at my life, and I'm like, I want to live now. I want to live. I don't want to die. So I hope by quitting tobacco, I just added 20 years to my life, or 10 years, or even if it's 2 months, I don't care. It added that amount of life back into the bucket. And I've also quit a prescription called Suboxone, and maybe not a lot of people knew I was on that. But it took me also 14 years to get off the Suboxone, and now honestly, I've gotten off it. And I was on such a low dose for such a long time. It took me a really long time to take the leap. And after taking the leap, I never have to go back now. And so now I'm just picking up all the hope and everything that I'm seeing, because for me, I got to go on. I got to push. I got to prod. I got to keep moving and investigating why I feel like this, and why life can be so difficult at times. And we're coming up on a great time of the year. Spring for me is probably the best time, because you can get your motorcycle out. You can get it. You can get working on it. The weather is nice. You can start to wear sweatshirts and t-shirts outside. And for me, that's where it's at. In April, holds my birthday. It holds my sobriety date from drinking. And the spring is just a wonderful time, and I can't wait. And so, guys, I know I don't have it all together. I know I don't work a perfect program, but I have had a lot of people in my life reach out to me in the last 6 months. Just incrementally, right? Just drops in the bucket, here, there, everywhere, of people who have told me to keep pushing, keep doing. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. You're helping me. I am aware. I see. I care, right? And those people who reach out and to say that, just to give just an ounce of hope, Yeah, they have no idea how much that fills up my bucket, because I may look like a big bad biker guy, but I'm a pretty sensitive guy, and I love it when I connect with people in a real way, in a raw way, and love isn't superficial. Love isn't something you can wipe on and wipe off. It's not something. It's not like that. It's not a surface level kind of thing. It's deep, and it's real. And telling another person I love them, I mean it. It's no joke. Maybe I don't have a real grounded sense of what a true love is, but I really think I do. And when I tell people I love them, I mean it. It's because I want to see you succeed. I want you to have the hope. I wasn't told I love you growing up a lot, so I want to tell you guys that I love you, and that we are dealing with some of the most atrocious, some of the most tenacious, some of the most unforgiving illnesses out here in our life. And alcoholism and addiction is one of them. And so when we face that, we can't face it alone. We have to face it with other people. So if we go back to our page 59 in our big book, and we admit that we're powerless over alcohol, over drugs, over addiction, over gambling, over sex, whatever it is that's made your life unmanageable, we truly come to believe in step 2 that there is a power greater than us that can restore us to sanity. And when that sanity creeps in, you guys, you're going to figure out what true insanity was, because we're going to leave it behind. So make a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him in step 3. So you admit, you come to believe, and then you actually make a decision. These are action steps, you guys, into believing, into knowing, into admitting, and then figuring out why your life had become unmanageable, and why am I insane? Why am I doing insane things? And insanity, we can define that as doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. It's exactly what they say in the big book. We keep drinking, we're expecting a different result, and then it never happens. And so I am going to get into this prison ministry. I'm going to get into the jails. I'm going to get out and pound the ground, large and in charge, and try to help other people with their recovery. And I hope to see you out there. Not in the prison, not in the jail, but I hope to see you out and about. And if there's any words of encouragement you can provide for me, I'd really appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right. I also have some videos loading, but my son is sick. So I'm going to be, we lost our health insurance this month due to a lapse. And so I'm unable to, I have to figure out where I can bring him in, and how we can get him in. And then I did find some mold in our bathroom too that I'm going to try and get some kills on today too. So I got some work ahead of me today, and I'm going to work tomorrow and this weekend up at the cabin. So I will be busy. So we will catch you on the next one. All right. God bless. Love you.